Welcome back to Thrive Thursday. I'm Renee, and today we are looking at how to reframe our should statements so they stop running our life, and we want to think in a way that starts reflecting our values. So tool number 1 is the reword the rule strategy. So what we do in this situation is we turn our should into words that allow us more choice. So saying things like I choose to instead of I should, I'd like to instead of I should be doing this, it's important to me that instead of I should be doing that. So an example, I should go to the gym. Reframing that when we are looking at being more in line with our goals, the meaning or values around that, we may want to say different things to ourselves, such as I choose to move my body because it helps my mood. So changing shoulds to different language that offers a choice helps us restore our sense of autonomy. Okay, tool number 2 is to trace the origin. So asking ourselves, whose voice is this? So when we get into the self-criticism type of spiral, I often ask clients, is this your voice that's putting this expectation on you, or is it someone else's voice? So figuring out, is this my expectation of myself, or did this come from somewhere else? So really diving into, where did this rule that I'm telling myself I need to live by, where did this rule actually come from? And then as an adult or as a person with more life experience, checking in with ourselves to ask, does this rule still serve me? So naming its source gives us power and choice to rewrite those rules if we want to. Tool number 3 is a values clarification tool. So shifting from rule following to living in line with our values. So checking in with ourselves instead of shoulding on ourselves, really reflecting on, what kind of person do I want to be, or what matters to me more than being perfect. So an example, I guess, would be, I should never cancel plans. Well, that's not realistic. So aligning our thinking to sound something more like, I want to be dependable, and I also want to respect my limits or my capacity. Tool number 4 is talking with ourselves in a more compassionate way. So we know that self-compassion practices are a really good antidote or answer to reducing the intensity of shoulds. And in a future episode, we will be looking at self-compassion as a practice and learning some simple, practical tools to help you have more self-compassion in your life. So self-compassion has a few components, and some of these ways I'm going to share with you help you be more self-compassionate. So thinking of it like, it makes sense I feel this way instead of I should feel this way, or I should have done that, or I should have done this. When you have feelings kind of going, it actually makes sense that I feel this way based on the circumstances. Or being kind to yourself by saying, these old rules kept me safe at one time, but now I get to choose differently. So having compassion reduces our shame and increases our flexibility. So Abraham Lincoln actually from years ago had a quote that says, discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. So living in line with our values and being true to ourselves helps us have more self-compassion and helps us should on ourselves a little bit less. Now, next week, we're going to look at emotional reasoning. So when feelings masquerade as facts. If you've ever thought, I feel anxious, so something must be wrong, you'll want to tune in. Now, if someone you love or care about is one of those people that tends to put a lot of expectations on themselves, and you hear them saying, oh, I should have done that, I should have got that done, I should have stayed up longer, I should have worked harder, and they tend to be a little bit hard on themselves, please consider sharing this Mental Health Monday from a few days ago and this Thrive Thursday episode on shoulds to them so they can get some support and strategies to help them change that thinking pattern. So I will see you next week. You got this. Have a great day.